Yes, I have something to say, and I will try to link this to the question that we were discussing about today, because we believe that GBV has been in place for really a long time. But we are trying to ponder around the question of, okay, how has the lockdown or the pandemic triggered the cases of GBV? Because whenever you're watching news, in newspapers nowadays, it's the trend. We are seeing more cases of GBV arising. And so we are trying to think, is it true that COVID-19 pandemic could have also had a hand in this? And so I'll begin with explaining what GBV means in form of categories or examples of GBV. And one of them is, he mentioned something about the harmful cultural practices. It is a form of GBV, and these are cultural practices, like he said about the gender when he was defining the term gender, saying that this comes to the roles that we are assigned to, that are ascribed to a girl and a boy growing up. So the same thing is, it's out of these roles that we are given at birth or through socialization that actually amount into effects or causes of GBV. For example, when we go to that is the Sebei people. Yeah, in the past, we believe this thing is actually done away with, but we believe some things are still happening. We know that there is FGM, and that is the female genital mutilation. To them, they do it because they think this is a social role. They feel this is something that is going to transit a girl from being a child into a woman. But yet it is inflicting pain, and it is done without consent. I know my fellow colleagues will be defining what consent is. So FGMI, in this sense, it's a harmful culture practice. And so it is gender-based violence because it is causing pain and harm to this person.
And Esther, adding on, if you're to talk about the female genital mutilation, actually we are talking about an estimated number of 200 million women.
Exactly.
So it is a serious issue because that is a very big number of people.
Okay.
Yes.
And so we are trying to link it to COVID-19. We imagine these girls maybe have been going to school and maybe somehow they've been escaping this whole cancer, which is, I call it a cancer because it's very painful. You don't want to hear what the effects of FGM could be. But now they are in a homestead. They are back to the cultural roots of their homes. And guess what? These things are still happening. Yeah. We are talking about marriage by capture. I come from the West, and there is a common marriage practice these people do, whereby when someone likes you, they don't feel they should go the right way. They'll find you at the well fetching water. They'll find you fetching firewood. They'll carry you. It's kind of kidnapping. It will really not raise antennas of, I think this is violence. I think this girl needs justice. You will stay at your husband's place, give birth to children with that unconsented marriage, which causes to really pain. And this will result into psychological torture or the emotional form of gender-based violence. So during the lockdown, these things have happened. We've heard of early marriages, 13 years, 14, 15. Going back to school, most kids have not gone back to school because of gender-based violence. And these are the things, when you look at them, these are the things that can actually be done away with. But they cannot be done away with unless we reconstruct the social structures, the ones that construct actually these roles. For example, when I say reconstructing, can we go back to the drawing table? Can societies, can norms and cultures be thought through? For example, marrying a child at 13 years by marriage by capture, don't you think it's something that is actually prohibiting her or him from actually having a bright future? To them, they feel it's something that is adding a plus onto them, but it's something that is actually causing pain.
Girls can't even negotiate.
Exactly. Yes, she will go in the marriage. She could not negotiate for sex. She will not negotiate for the status.
And how many children?
How many children to have? Yeah. So it is a point of reconstruction, and this goes back to our topic, the perception. So we perceive it in a way that if they perceive it in a right manner, instead of saying the government should do this, could we go back to the grassroots, where socialization begins from? There's a common saying that says that charity begins at home. So meaning, the way we could actually curb cases of GBV will come from the homesteads. would come from the way norms and cultures, practices are actually going to be reconstructed in a way that best suits people, gives them consent, gives them freedom and justice.